Welcome to the next lab, which is querying a data warehouse in Microsoft Fabric. This lab should take you approximately 30 minutes to complete if you're unfamiliar with how to query a data warehouse and also unfamiliar with Microsoft Fabric. We're going to be doing this a little bit more quicker in this lab because we're familiar with SQL and Fabric. So let's get into it. Let's create a workspace. For creating a workspace, we're going to navigate to the Fabric portal and click on this workspace icon, which is available on the left-hand side panel, and go to the option here which says plus new workspace. And here we're going to name this workspace DP-600 Lab 7. Go to the advanced section and make sure you have selected either the Fabric trial, the premium capacity, or the Fabric capacity, and click on apply. All right. Now that this workspace has been created, we can now create a sample data warehouse. To do this, we are going to click on this new item and scroll down to the store data section and create the sample warehouse. Let's call it sample data warehouse. We're going to use the name provided to us in the instructions and hit create. This time, instead of creating an empty warehouse, we're creating a warehouse with tables and data already present in that warehouse. So it's going to take us a little bit longer to create this warehouse. All right, there you go. We have our sample data warehouse created. We can refresh our warehouse and take a look at some of the tables. There you go. We have some tables created. Let's take a look at the date table. Looks good. All right, let's move on to the next task, which is querying the data warehouse. Now, let's open up a new SQL query. I'm just going to close this and collapse the Explorer and create a new SQL query here. And I'm going to copy and paste this SQL query provided to us. In this, we are grouping by the month, and we're going to count the total trips and the total revenue in each month. There you go. We have the result right here. All right. Now we're going to add, besides the total trips and total revenue, we also want to see average duration and average distance. So let's do this. So this is now, instead of with the month, we're doing it across day. So each day, what's the average duration for trips and the average distance for trips. All right. Now we have a little bit of a longer code, so let's copy and paste that one. Take a look at it. So we have over here first grouping by city and seeing the total trips and also joining with the geography table. And here we are also looking at the trips, but we're looking at it a little differently. Over here, we're looking at the pickup geography ID. Here, we're looking at the drop-off geography ID. So let's take a look at the two results. Oh, let me run that again. All right. So this is going to give us the top 10 drop-off locations and the top 10 pickup locations. So the first one is going to give us top 10 pickup locations, and here we're going to get top 10 drop-off locations. This is the first result, which is the pickup locations, and the second result, which is the drop-off locations. All right, let's close the queries. And now we're going to verify data consistency also using SQL code. So let's copy this code and paste it in here. So over here we're going to try to see if we have any trips where the trip duration was more than 24 hours, which should be suspicious because trips don't usually last that long. At least taxi trips don't last that long. All right, so we have 49 trips where this is happening. Let's take a look at if there are any trips that are less than 0 seconds, which also should not be possible. And we have 4 trips where this is happening. So let's delete these trips. So we're going to use the delete statement here to delete those 4 trips. And now if we run this again, it should not exist in our table. It says 0 because we've deleted those negative duration trips. All right, now let's create a view. I'm going to create a new SQL query, and I'm going to paste this in here, which is the average duration and distance per day. And we're going to run this query. All right, so we have the data here. Let's modify this query to add a where clause where d dot month is equal to 1. So that should give us the data only for the month of Jan. Oh, that should be before the group by. Just going to remove that and put it before the group by. And let's run that. And you can see the data is a little bit different. And then now, instead of creating a view manually, we're just going to save it as a view right here. But for that, we do need to select the text of the select statement, and then we can save it as a view. Let's save the view name as view Jan trip, for example, and hit OK. So now if we explore our data warehouse, I should have now, after refreshing, a new view available here, which is the Jan trip, which we just created. And with that, we have come to the end of this lab. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in another lab.